Doubles and coffee. Kejan Haynes, I asking you a question. Because you see, when you are in the fourth estate and the media, historically, politicians have a responsibility to respond to media personnel who operate under the principles of journalism, impartiality, objectivity, search for truth, fact-finding. When that operates, then yes, politicians have a responsibility to answer questions. But when one is a secret, cowardly mama pool who's poisoned with Balizé juice and is so cowardly, so immature, so childish, so dotish, so done, such an imbecile like you, Kejan Haynes, and you cannot even state that you are a PNM, that you love PNM, that you have PNM in your heart. You're a coward and a fool.
And so I am just of the firm view that Mr. Duke is looking for a platform
to launch his political
run
for Port of Spain.
He wants to be the mayor of Port of Spain. He also said, but I think he has a lot more things to think about than what he's here doing.
People are being relocated in this area or further away? Did you know
in this area, and so we have not been doing anything that the residents, the lawful residents, are not fully aware of.
I know this is part of the bigger revitalization, and the Prime Minister would have said wherever we put it, because we can.
Of the revitalization.
All right, thanks, Minister.
You're very welcome.
Here we're talking about boards. I guess you can ask about the CPEP board if there's a new one. But I did really have a question about Angostura. And I was wondering, why was there this urgency to have the full board of Angostura removed? And what are your comments on the kind of cyberbullying and doxing that went on to get them out of there by one of your ministers as well?
Sure. That's about 3 questions in one. Let me see if I could take them in seriatim. Why the rush to get them out? Why the rush for them to stay? Why did they want to stay? So I told you, oh, well, and the law, we'll come to the law, that's the other aspect. So there's a process, we are within that process, and we will follow the law.
But the doxing and the cyberbullying that went into it, and like I said, by one of your ministers,
you may have to ask him.
Well, I ask you because 2 weeks ago when Dr. Munilal was here, you told your ministers to stay in their lanes.
In their zone, yes.
Yes.
In their section, stay in your section.
Right, stay in your section. Minister Arnold Roberts is the minister in the Ministry of Housing. Arnold Roberts is the minister in the Ministry of Housing. That has nothing to do with Angostura as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of his videos have been pertaining to that. So how do you approve of that sort of behavior from your ministers?
Of course, ministers have their own voices. From time to time, we'll have to call them in and say, Radiant, stay in your section. It happens.
Did it happen in this case?
What happened? I didn't cyberbully anybody, sir. I came here last week, and I said clearly last week, if you don't go, I will use the law and I'll use the process.
A lot of people think that it was not necessary for Angostura, especially if I have to go, because the government is not the majority stakeholder. There's some continuity. Why the urgency to get rid of Angostura, especially the full board?
And also, just from what I understand.
No, wait. Every one of those persons are political appointees. They are not. They did not bid. They did not apply. They are appointed by the political directorate.
I don't know why any of my colleagues would even bother to listen to you. You are an imbecile of untold proportions. You are a PNM, you're disgusting, you're disrespectful, you shout at ministers. Who the hell are you? You're a dunce, you've achieved nothing. What you feel, you're on TV? You're on TV because you would like to see yourself that low pay that has paid you to go and support a media house which is of your PNM nonsense. You're a propagandist and one who's ashamed to even be brave to say, I am a PNM. Okay, but you're a journalist. So explain this one to me, Kejan Haynes. How could you, as a journalist, take a serious press conference given by a former prime minister
the leader of the opposition, the leader of the second largest party in Trinidad and Tobago, a former attorney general, a former minister of education. How could you as a journalist, Kejan Haynes, take Kamla Prasad Bissasa's very serious, very important, very pertinent, very well delivered, very factual press conference and turn it into a disrespectful, nasty, disgusting attack on a very senior politician and former prime minister? How could you do that, Kejan Haynes? And for some of you who did not know, look what this clown went to do and make fun and ridicule and disrespect a woman who's a former prime minister. Look at this clown. Play it.
When you ask her if she's enjoying the D.
Coming. It's coming. You know, it's always said it's not about the length, it's about the substance of the motion.
Kejan Haynes, as you saw Kejan Haynes, run it again and show what this journalist, self-described journalist, not comedian, not Tommy Joseph, not sprung along, this journalist, this news anchor, this bastion of independent journalistic principles, look what he did to a prime minister and leader of the opposition, a grandmother, a lady of serious class and respect, married 50 years. Look what this clown went to create, and look and see his name, because he produced it. His name is all stamped over it. This clown called Kejan's journalist Haynes. Run it.
When you ask her if she's enjoying the D.
Coming. It's coming. You know, it's always said it's not about the length, it's about the substance of the motion.
And that's your joke, Kejan Haynes? That's funny joke. As a journalist, you really think that's proper? Well, good. Be your journalist for your part for Balize House. Congratulations. I wish you the best, because I can assure you, after this evening, not one right-thinking human being in Trinidad and Tobago will ever take you seriously again. So you better go into comedy, no problem. You think that was brilliant? That was disgusting, sir. That was absolutely inappropriate, an attack on females. That was misogynistic, disgusting, nasty, disrespectful, untowards, and it's a shame that you call yourself a journalist. Now, if you're a comedian, all right, good one. Move him now, move that clown.